So good morning, everyone. I'm so glad that you could join me today. What we're going to be working on today is how to raise our energy in the mind and raise the energy in the body, right? So what we're going to start with today is I'm starting with right now, just trying to breathe, center myself, so I could listen to how my body is feeling right now. What does my body feel like right now? So now I'm listening. So this is what I want to do. Well, because what I'm going to install or what I'm going to liberate in terms of energy comes from what I could assess right now. So what am I feeling right now? So I'm giving myself 15 seconds and I'm not trying to understand, right? I'm really trying to feel. So it's like my heart is sensing what's the mood of my body today, right? So I have to be in my heart, not in my head. I have to be stuck in my heart, right? I'm like, okay, all right. So my body feels a little bit stiff at the joints, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start moving these joints and moving my breath. I'm staying in place. I'm listening to my body now as it's moving. There was a mood, and now there's how it feels when it's in action, right? So you could be like, oh, I think I'm in a good mood. I think I'm in a bad mood, right? But what are you able to do when you're in action? What do you feel like when you're in action? So right now I'm kind of like listening to where I'm feeling my tension in my elbows, in my wrist, right? That's why I seem to feel it more, right? Good. I'm gonna keep with my breath another 15 seconds. And my knees, see, also have stiffness, and my ankles, right? So I'm trying to use that stiffness to build a strategy, right? Okay, good. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm going to start walking back and forth, right? So forward, back. See, I'm not forcing myself to start my day. I'm slowly switching gears. I start with the lightest one. I can't go fast with that. Then I go to the second speed. I can go a little bit faster with it, right? But it takes a lot of power for the car to start, right? When you go into first gear, that's like the strongest gear you have. You could go up any cliff with that, right? So getting started in the morning takes a lot of energy. That's okay. But you don't need to just try to go into the top speed from the beginning or force yourself with coffee, right? So 15 seconds left of me harmonizing my energy. I'm like, all right. How do I feel now that I'm moving, right? Now my joints feel better, right? My mind feels better. My breath feels better. I feel like my entire mood boosted up just by walking. So I don't just have to walk, I get to walk, right? All right, now we're going to take it to the next level, right? Now I'm going to start going a little bit more, with a little bit more intensity now, right? I'm going to see, how does my body handle this intensity? I'm listening to it. And this is a follow-through routine, right? So you're going through with me, everything's timed, what we're doing, and I'm just trying to not just go through what I've always done, but I'm doing this as if this is the first time I'm doing it. So I'm like, wow, how do my elbows feel when I'm doing this? You know, how does my breath align itself with what I'm doing? Is it aligned in the best possible way, right? So 10 seconds left. Like, how are my ankles here? I'm listening, like, listen to it. Listen to the things that bring you pain, right? So that you could be proactive and you see every time that you wake up, you might have less pain, right? So pain's telling you how to care for your body, right? I feel great now. Now let's go with more warming up that has to do with the upper body. So here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do as if I was throwing something, two things forward. I'm gonna take these two apples, right? So I'm just going to next angle. I just feel like light. Do you need to turn? No. I'm just showing this from all the angles. Right? It almost looks like a new dance move. I can see people doing this on their vacations, right? All right, that's good, that's good. And just 5 more seconds where it's like really back and forth, but I'm more composed. See how my posture is? More composed. So if I were to present myself seriously today in a composed posture, I'm going to make sure I'm going to have this for my next exercise. My next exercise is the evolution of up with my knee. Up with my knee. Up, up, and up. And I'm not trying to force it. I'm trying to say, can I be stable as I'm doing it? Because there's times in my day I'll have to be more serious and crisp, but not too serious and break. So I'm showing variations you could do here, like 1, 2, 3. I just confused my camera. My camera's like, what are you doing? See, so you see it's going a little bit more here. My goal is to go up, but there's an influence of me going to the side. So this is how we want to do it. Go to the side, then up. See? But if I was just focused on talking, I wouldn't be able to bring that adjustment, right? And that's very important why you need silence when you work out. Good. Next thing we're going to be doing right now is going with, all right, where's all this going, right? Well, it's going to prepare myself for my day. So in my day, I don't want to fall. So I want to practice to take a natural step, see my heels lifted, and try to see, can I bring my hands to the floor and back? Take my step. Can I bring my hands to the floor? Did you notice that my hands did not touch the floor yet? Because I'm inquiring. I'm wondering if my hands could reach the floor. But I'm listening to my wellness, right? So I'm not going to ignore my wellness, which is telling me, hey, slow down. See? So there's two messages going in through my mind. My body trying to protect me and enlighten me, like give me light on something I might be in the dark about, right? So it shows the fragility of my body right now. And I have this voice of, all right, more is better. You got to do this. You're going to be super flexible. You're going to be the most flexible guy in the world. All the girls are going to be jealous. You get it? There's also that voice that we call the ego voice, right? That we're not aware of, that's speaking for us, right? All right, that's good. That was good. I like it. Next thing we're going to do, hips. And you're just trying to observe, how do my hips move from one side to the next? Should my legs really be like hyperextended when I'm doing this? Maybe not. So my legs are relaxed, and I'm going to say, okay, keeping my knees relaxed, I can move my hips. And I'm really exaggerating here because some people are afraid of this move. Can you raise your hand? Me, right? Because we've probably had bad experiences in the past with, oh, look at us, we could all dance. Woo! How come you can't dance, right? It's just like, damn it, right? So this here is what we're trying to get to. So we're going to just try to relax into it. There's no one you could relax into. And you're like, wow, that wasn't so hard after all. But when I'm trying to do something, I can't listen to the natural harmony that's there. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm listening to the natural harmony. See, so I'm really bringing you into listening and dancing with the body, right? I'm listening to my body. I know there's a voice I don't want to completely ignore, but I want to hear and be amused of. That's trying to compare myself with what should be happening, what shouldn't be happening, and just focus on what is my body telling me. Is it telling me that, ooh, this feels good, right? That's what I'm listening to right now. What are my knees saying? My knees are happy too, right? So I just give you a different way of warming up and being happy. And I'm sweating with this, right? Good, all right. So the next thing we're gonna be doing now we got into feeling, listening, getting ourselves in the mood. Let's go into stuff that are a little bit more intense. I hope you're ready for this, right? So what we're gonna do, number one, is we're gonna use the momentum of trying to jump. See, this impulsion, it burns a lot of energy. So we're gonna learn to not waste our energy and burn ourselves out. So we're gonna learn to pace our energy because we know that every time we gotta do this, it consumes a lot, right? So I'm gonna buy time and inhale, buy time, and inhale, buy time, and notice I never am standing up. I'm like reabsorbing my squat. I'm catching the impact. So fly and catch. You threw something, catch it. And I'm buying myself time. Buy myself time. Buy yourself time. But that was cool because I was working on my mobility at the same time. I was working on my power. I was working on my timing. And I was working on my energy management. How much effort was coming from my mind, how much effort was coming from my body, and how much was I enjoying this process. Let's go to the next one here. This has to do with back care. So we're gonna do this, 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And slowly, see, I push this here. This is a little bit straighter to come here. Just push to kind of like get that elbow here. Okay, see? Here. Like, oh, kind of like as if I was in diagonal mat to lift up my hand. Yes, Tommy. As if you were in diagonal and you have to lift your hands. Like, oh, I got the answer, right? So let's go lower here and up. Say, it's easier now. Inhale and inhale and and awesome. I love this. Another thing we're going to do here now is use movements to liberate tension. Tension in my mind. Relax. My back's still straight. I didn't sacrifice my shoulders. And I'm saying, oh, it's staying stiff here. Okay, so I'm going to stay here. Right? And I'm going to come back up. And push my hips back and forward. Back. Forward. And I like doing this because I go off my heels. It helps me push my hips forward and back. And then you notice I never tried to force to touch the floor, but I got to touch my feet without forcing the movement. Oh, and this is how you have energy for your mind and body. They learn to work together with your feelings. And last one. Bow. Okay, amazing. All right. Now we're going to go with more vigorous movements. So I'm trying to turn as if I want to turn and throw something. I want to turn, throw something. See? So my hands are going to be here. Turn, throw something. Turn, point, point. He did it. He did it. Or you could practice being like Oprah Winfrey one day. You get a car. 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 And you get a car. And you get a car. You. And you. Even you. You over there. You. Did you notice we're practicing to punch without thinking about punching? But if I told you to punch, your movement would be weird. When I told you to turn around and point, it came more naturally, right? And that's the beauty of movement. All right, let's go to something else now. Turning in, right? And turning in. See? To touch the inside of my foot, turning in to touch the inside of my foot, okay? So just try to get into a position where you feel like you could handle this perfectly. I'm just gonna restart my timer for a second wave of movements. And we're gonna start this in 3, 2, 1. So you see, turn, see? Go to the inside of your thigh because you're learning how to keep your body as one piece and meet resistance, right? So here, as of here, my arm moved and back. As of here, my arm moved. So I rotated to a certain point, and then my effort came in. And then let's go to lower. Let me try to turn in lower. But I don't start turning to the lowest, right? I gradually attempt to go lower. And I could go up to touching the floor, but I am not doing more if I touch the floor, right? I'm doing more when I'm listening to what my body wants more of, right? And by touching the floor, your body might not want that because you're really hurting it. You're not building it. That's the difference here. All right, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna practice something else that consumes a lot of energy and that demands precision is teleportation, lateral teleportation. I was here, you blink, and then I'm here, okay? So here, it teaches me to stay lower, see? Stiff, relax. Relax so you could change directions. So I lowered myself, and I look like I'm standing up again. See, this is what you don't notice. I did this, so that's why the transition went quick, see? That's my athletic position. Athletic position. Pow. See, and I'm precise. I want to be exactly here. See, lower and back up. See? So there's this ready position, which makes certain efforts look easy. It's easy because I have the right position for it. My body is ready for action. All right, let's blend this with one of the kick. Let's bring that knee up, knee up, knee up. Why I didn't like that last one? My head moved too much. So I want to do this knee up as if I had a good posture. See? Don't worry about the hands. All I'm doing is I'm making sure my hips are not going all over the place. And I'm just trying to say, how can I keep my head straight and my body from distorting itself when I'm doing this? Inhale. One more. Inhale. Okay. So it's more like, how can I apply power without having to distort myself? Like people in the gym sometimes, they'll do, disgusting. Absolutely not sexy at all. Right? So here I'm going to practice doing the same thing with my punches. Right? And I want to send a punch out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let the foot that went up as a knee, I'm going to let it slide back as I transfer power forward. So to just balance out. You only have to think about, I want to touch this wall and press this elevator button at the same time. I want to touch this wall and this elevator button at the same time. See, when you're thinking about that, you'll be like, oh, so there's a bit of balance to this. Yeah, so think about that. I gotta do this. Think about Mission Impossible. Oh my goodness, I have this elevator button to press for the president, and I have someone to kick in the face at the same time. See? That's kind of like, even though my foot stays on the floor, that's the kind of mechanic, pop, I would use, pop, to reach out quickly, pop, even as I'm walking. See? Same mechanic. See? They're variations of the same thing. Okay, cool. So how about I take this to the next level? All right, well, let's go on the floor to practice this. So what I would do here is I would practice to extend my leg and to take my left hand off of the floor. I brought it to my chest. I'm trying to feel, how does my back and abs stabilize and down? So as if I was taking a pledge of allegiance. Now my right hand on my chest, and I bring out my other leg. Does my body twist? Does it turn? Does my back arc? What am I feeling? See, there's what I'm seeing, right? And there's what I'm feeling. What am I seeing in my mind? And what am I feeling in my body? I'm feeling that my heartbeat's going kind of fast. I'm kind of sweating a lot. But beyond the obvious, I can kind of feel if I'm helping my back or if I'm causing it a future pain. And I think that's what we need to feel right now as we're doing our exercises. Is this helping me or could this be hurting me? And sometimes there's a thin line between them. Next thing we're going to do here is we're going to allow ourselves to go as low as possible, find the floor, and try to find a position where your heels could touch the floor and your hips could be opened up. All right, so that means a lot of people might be up here, right? And you just want to find the floor and you just want to be like, where can I sit down? I'm using a wall right now, and that could help a lot of people do this because at least there's a wall. But if you don't have no wall, this exercise originally doesn't come with a wall anyways, all right? Perfect. So it helps you kind of open up my hips in this position to relax. You're kind of like trying to restore what was lost. When you're young, this is easy. As you get old, it becomes hard because your body doesn't go there anymore. So you got to practice to go there to maintain the optimum shape and health of our muscle tone and our mind as well. Okay, you got to go there, right? So I got to go there and use everything that I have. So what I'm going to do next is the rotation with the extension. The rotation, remember this, but with the extension instead. Remember when they were like, you get a car, right? So see, turning in, rotation, and then extend. Rotate, but I'm doing it lower here. Well, before I wasn't concerned of needing to go that low. and I was standing here, you get a car, and you get a car, and I just want to be lower and be like, slap. I want to make sure like my hands are like blades, and I am digging through something. Like there's a vending machine, a kid stuck in a vending machine. I don't know how that happened, and they need you to pierce right through it. Inhale and pierce smoothly, or else you will hyperextend your elbow. One more, right? And you gotta really watch out. It might hyperextend my elbow. It's gonna ruin you later on in life, okay? So what I'm gonna be doing next here is very simple. Relax. I'm gonna practice to allow my body to bend forward and relax with my exhale. Inhale in. I'm not forcing, I'm letting go. I'm letting go. See the difference? It's further. Come on, I'm not on the floor yet. Come on. Damn it, you're so inflexible. That's not what's going on. It's a state of mind. It's like you're giving yourself the spot treatment from within. Slowly, I put my hands back, and I'm going to push myself back up. Okay? All right, I hope you're enjoying this so far. My energy levels are great, and I'm not burnt, and that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to play with our energy, listen to it, feel it, harmonize with it without burning it out. Okay? All right, so what's another thing that consumes a lot of energy? Well, remember when we're going side to side, I consumed a lot of energy, right? Anything jumping consumes a lot of energy too. The plank consumes a crap load of energy. So let's try to go in a plank right now. We're gonna go on the elbows or on the hands. I'll go on my fist, option 3. And here, I'm gonna relax. Inhale in. How's my neck here? How are my shoulder blades? All right, how are my elbows? Okay. I'm constantly checking everything that could go wrong. Oh, my knees are okay, good, perfect. All right, my ankles are fine, you know. I have to give myself something to do. All right, I'm gonna inhale my head to left. Blind spot and exhale. Let's look at my right blind spot. With my inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And slowly come out of it and back up. All right? Where was your mind when you were going through this, right? Was it in how much time is left? You need to get out of here. Your breath's panicking. That's what I'm doing. I'm using things that could make me panic so I could gradually impose my calm and wellness into it. All right. So let's use another one that makes us suffer like that. Why? Why would I do that, right? The one we're going to do next is with the squat. Okay. I don't want to just see you here be like, whew, this is tough. That's not tough. It's tough for me to watch that. Right? The best is using a wall. But what we're going to do, we're just going to find the widest, like sumo style, opening that you could have here. Or when you come down, you have a 90-degree angle and not a ballerina angle, okay? So I'm gonna be stable here as if I had to hold back a car, right? So my legs are grounded. This puts too much strain on my shoulders. I'm gonna keep them here. See, I'm thinking with you, right? Here my back's arcing, so I'm gonna stabilize my abs more. So my hands are here now, see? Maybe they need to be here. And listen to different things. What's better for me? Maybe this? So it's daring to explore how your wellness can impose itself in a position. Let's come up, all right? We're gonna wait about 15 seconds and we're gonna do the same thing again. And I'm gonna introspect on this. All right, my heart beats like, control your breath. One more breath. And then we're gonna get ready. I gotta be comfortable and to test my limits, right? I'm playing with my limit. Oh, here you are, limit, right? So my limit is there to help me not get injured, right? So I'm playing with my limit to be careful with my power. Oh, my back was telling me watch out. Okay, good. That's better. See, thank you. Pain in my back, right? I don't like my arms crossed here sometimes. See, so it's just like finding how you're gonna do this anyways and benefit from it. Instead of, oh, I like this, I don't like this. How can you play with that limit? When you like or don't like something, that's the limit there. How can you play with that limit? That's how you can participate in all of life while being like, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, I don't like this. And you stay a boring person, right? You're dead to explore, you're dead to be careful, and that's why you have wisdom. Because you took information of a risk, information of a reward, and then you danced and harmonized with it, and that made you smarter. People are just looking in books, won't be able to be smarter with that unless they harmonize themselves with this knowledge. And that's why I want to encourage you to do it. Okay? All right, so what's the next thing we're going to do right now? Well, it's very simple. We're going to use another exercise, the plank, to reinforce this again, because this breaks your posture. So I'm going to think about my posture here that I don't want to break. This is tough, right? And we're going to go into the plank with that mindset. I hope you enjoyed this break that we took. And it just enables you to feel like, sorry, I need to do more. It's about doing less. You exercise to do less. All right? I'm going to be less tired. It's going to use less energy every time. So ready? So I move back. And where's this difficult usually, right? Let's go for 5 full breaths. Inhale, hold, and exhale. 1, relax, inhale. Hold and exhale. 2. Oh, how's my posture? 3. 4. that was 5. So here's to be able to develop what we call class, which is a form of endurance. An endurance of the mind, the body, and how I manage myself. See, everyone knows that holding a plank is difficult, right? But how you choose to approach the plank and what you allow to grow within you in internal management. Your internal management is growing and tweaking in your attention. Is it going to what could get hurt and what you could do better about it? Then you get better, you get smarter. You're being good at managing the finance of energy that you have. So you always get to do what you do by pacing yourself properly and by using the feedback that the body has been giving all the time, right? So I hope you enjoyed this session that we did today. This session was really not done with, burn a lot of calories, do a lot of exercise. I already stopped it right here for you to just maybe replay this video and do it again and to see what I'm talking about. It's a living meditation. I took the desire that I want to feel, then I tried to see if it exists as I'm going through movements in my everyday life, such as, oh, I don't want to fall. I want to tell this person that they want a car, and then I want to punch this person in the face. And then I realized that I need to open the elevator for the president and kick someone in the face at the same time. You get it? It's like I have the mindset that I want. I have the reality of my day that's there that I'm trying to replicate. And then last but not least, I'm trying to see if that's going to be present when I get a surprise from life, when I have this unexpected situation that could blow up and destabilize me. How centered am I? And you got to see this as, this is how I'm going to leave you with today. When you're playing tennis, you have to stretch yourself to respond to someone's best shot. You anticipate it's either going to go left, it's either going to go right, or it could come straight at me, but they're probably going to hit it where I can't, hit it right, where I can't send back. If I'm centered, someone's going to try to destabilize me, right? Left or right, forward or back, right? So as I go and I hit to respond, I don't think anymore. The first thing I have to do is, how do I get back to my center? I go hit, and they don't think anymore. It's always, how do I come back to my center for what's next? So in life, you're going to anticipate things are going to destabilize you. How strong and how responsive are you at being able to kind of meet it? Well, that's where I expected it to go. Oh, you came to meet it, but you were with it. You're like, oh, people always do this, then you might be surprised. No, you stayed with what was happening, but you anticipated. But you know that you have to have the habit of recentering yourself every time. And that's what I'm teaching you to do. So when you're trying to stay centered in a critical situation, you've turned exercise, you've turned meditation, and you've turned it into a wellness lifestyle. On that note, I wish you an incredible day with a lot of energy in the body and the mind so you could feel better. Take care, everyone, and till next time. Bye.